Welcome, welcome all. This is from Rosen Maiden. This is from the Rosen Maiden OST. If you've ever seen the GIF or like the video, I don't know, like I remember like decades ago I saw the fucking dumb like there used to be this website called like zor.org, and it was just like it was just like, I don't know how to describe it other than like autistic Flash animations, but it wasn't even like Flash animations. It was like GIFs from shit that would like loop endlessly. And one of them was from fucking Rosen Maiden, and it just was like, I mean, the God damn it, I ate something before I started, sorry, but maybe I remember there was zor.org and there was Zomg Zufal. And I remember one of it was just the one character with the heterochromia going desu 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 over and over again, because she said desu in a very like specific way. But also that might have been one of my earliest exposés to Keimono. Soseki, someone like drew her as like a fox. Let me see if I can find that. Sosei-seki. Or no, Sosei-seki. It's Suisei-seki and Sosei-seki. Yeah! Fucking Fursei-seki. Hell yeah. Oh boy, I get to fucking recapture on Wikifur. But we'll add another. Yeah, this was like a 4chan joke or something. How the fuck did I not draw this for the Yagi video? This would have been like literally right in line with that shit. Okay, so what video are we going to be watching today? What hour-long video? Multi-hour-long video. I guess we can watch more Switch coverage. We'll do like, I know Kit and Krista had a pretty long video. Yeah, here we go. Perfect. Like fucking 2 hours. Let's go.
And we talked about this a little bit. Like, there does seem to be this like gap of someone there.
But today, specifically today, if there's only one thing I can get done, because I fucking went live at 1 and I couldn't sit my ass down. I don't know. I did a lot today. I did a lot of adult stuff today. Oh fuck, I didn't do my laundry. I started my laundry and I didn't finish it. Fuck. I was gonna say. Phone gimmick porn. Oh, you mean like features and shit like that?
so focused on just the general pressure of launching new hardware, which is significant.
But today,
But
we will be doing
fighting and raising their hand and saying like, but wait, won't someone be confused if this happens? What about people?
today I really want to get this like
I think it easily
shoujo looking drawing done.
There for one of these situations for the
Oh yeah, like old school photos and shit. Jesus, that is so loud.
and I was one of the 5 people that knew about it. And the situation is, most of those people are very high level employees, and they don't necessarily.
Of course, it's the fucking Donkey Kong thing. You know, I wonder if you could just get a SIM card in those phones and still work.
Price is going, because we should put that front and center. It's a lot to put on one person who's probably juggling 20.
Like, there's got to be some way. Like, it can't just be like they... Like, it just connects to a cell phone tower, right? I mean, maybe you won't get the best signal or whatever, but like... Ah. Okay. But yeah, that's... I mean, I've even... I'm gonna be real. I need to go get my slippers because my feet are fucking cold. But I'll keep talking.
Always talking to the people that are boots on the ground. I'm not sure what's going on over there, but it really feels like
I have
disconnect.
heavily considered.
Community, the fans, the customer is saying and feeling.
I've heavily considered getting a dumb phone as my next phone.
Who are so rich that like they don't even think about how much something costs when they buy it. It's just like, oh, I just want it, so I'm just gonna buy it. So
Like I'm kind of like over
is so like non-consequential. It's like, well, I'm gonna buy
smartphones myself.
$400. How much is it? I'll buy it. It doesn't matter. It's immaterial to me. And again, like if those are the people who are.
But
like,
today,
crunching
getting back to the
finding
art
out,
of the situation,
gosh, where and how do we display
It's not
I
it's
need
not
to
a relevant thing in their everyday
right?
lives.
It's kind of a
so,
it's kind of a trivial thing.
yeah. So they
Uh,
trivial things.
I need to do this like shoujo ass looking drawing of me.
Good save.
And in order to do that today,
Okay, that's news to
I
me.
can tell you how much oat milk is, and it's pretty expensive.
Oh boy. Let's move on.
today I will be referencing this survival game manga Sabagebu.
It's kind of like not completely in Nintendo's control, but it's around these tariffs.
Right. So the tariffs.
Yeah.
So they did have the extremely unfortunate circumstance of the same day that they were revealing the system, all of these tariffs worldwide got unveiled and were particularly harsh on the countries where the Switch 2 is being made. We are not downplaying that. You cannot diminish that. That is like a really just.
Yeah, that is true. There's no like wow factor.
It's really unfortunate for them because it literally happened the same day, and the information around those very scary percentages around tariffs was
It is really kind of sad.
hours
Right.
after their
Um,
deal. So yeah, I do feel really bad that that was kind of what they had to deal with in the moment. But they did know though.
the idea of tariffs
It's
have been talked about for months. There have been some tariffs that have been floated for certain things or certain places. Nobody could be shocked that a tariff happened. Oh, I couldn't fathom that happening. No, we definitely, the specter of tariffs was looming.
Yeah.
So again, you could argue if this is your once every 10 years business reset that is really going to either make or break your business for the next decade, you need to be prepared for every possible scenario. So I do have to push on a little bit and say, like, could they have kind of tariff-proofed their plan a little bit more than they did, where they're at the point where now they have to like pull back on pre-orders and there's all this, is the price going to go up? Like, again, there's just more uncertainty that is out there, and I just wonder, like, could they have just
Like tighten that strategy a little bit.
Where and the discussion is, if this happens the day that we announce it, what happens, or how are we pricing this so that if this happens in the 2 months,
Yeah.
when we announce it, what are we doing? Because
Yeah.
they seem to have been caught with their pants down a little bit on
Yeah,
this.
yeah, for sure. Like, yes, we're not diminishing the fact that this was extremely unlucky for them, and parts of the situation was definitely outside of their immediate control. But yeah, if I were them and you know, I was about to launch a new console in this world where these tariffs were very uncertain and you didn't know what the outcome might be, wouldn't you take the responsibility in the months leading up to this to literally go through every
Game plan
possible
every single step.
scenario?
Let me give you a lower stakes example. When we were doing events that were outside,
Yeah,
at a
the rain plan.
certain point, somebody would always ask, "What is your rain plan?"
Yeah,
And
the
most
rain plan.
Technology
of the
used to
time,
be
the person didn't
exciting.
have
Now
one
it's
and would
just
have to go
evil.
Figure out a rain plan.
Yeah.
And guess what?
Now
Most
it
of the
just
times
wants your
rained at those
fucking
events. Most
birth
of the events that I was
certificate.
We're
attending,
very unlucky.
I was unlucky for a long time with rain.
So advertisers can keep making line go up.
Unprecedented run of
It's
rain
really
events.
sad.
But you were good at the rain plan.
Right.
I would ask you, what was your rain
Right,
plan?
but
I'll
it's
pay
like
for mine.
you can't just like wish away that this thing is going to happen. Like it is, we all know it can rain. We have been hearing for the past 6 months, tariff. I'm going to do a tariff.
I need a bigger picture of this.
So when the tariff happens, you can't be completely blindsided by it.
Exactly. So there, I mean, I would have thought, and maybe it is. I don't know. But the response to the tariff makes me question if it was. That
Jesus, there's so much fucking hair
or
layering
some
going
kind of
on.
strategy based on all different tariff scenarios. It seemed really messy that you would announce pre-orders and then cite tariffs as the reason to pull those back.
Yeah.
You know, hours, well, maybe a day later, right? So that just seems really sloppy. It feels confusing, and it feels like you were not buttoned up with these different tariff scenarios.
Yeah, and they did say in the interviews, Doug Bowser did say that the $450 price was not factoring tariffs. Whether, you know, to the extent that we believe that, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how forthcoming they want to be on that answer.
Right.
But again, like maybe there's a way you could hedge your bets, or maybe you just say, you know what, if the tariff comes, we're just going to grit our teeth and eat it because that's the right thing to do for the consumer.
Yeah.
And we need this to be a really clean launch for us. Nintendo's got billions of dollars in the bank.
They made a lot of money during the Switch era.
You can make an argument like the most important thing is to get that thing in the people's houses so they can start buying those games, because that's where you're going to make it all back up, and then some, with the things being $80.
Right. And the other thing too is like maybe the most important thing is not the price up front, and maybe you do take a loss from it. Maybe the most important thing is to transition your 150 million audience.
Right, and make sure
over.
your most passionate fans are having a positive experience, which they are definitely not now. It's been a complete flip-flop where people are really down on Nintendo. And again, versus like obsessing over, like, oh my gosh, my profit margin, I'm going to get crushed on my profit margin. It's like, that's not typically a Nintendo way of that's a short-term decision.
That's why this is weirding me out so much. It's a very un-Nintendo decision to me.
Yeah.
Like, I can't fathom this. Like, if we were there, you know, and we were there during lots of good and bad launches, from 3DS to Wii U to Switch, and everything in between, like, I'm just thinking back to those discussions when things were good, things were bad, and like that consumer experience was always really top of mind. And like even in like the sad Wii U days, like they were trying, or even in like the early days of Switch, like making sure that it was a success. They were like doing some stuff to make sure to really combat some of these failings that they're, you know, falling into now. Some of these pitfalls where it's like we are really prioritizing like very business kind of shareholdery kind of decisions, like margins and profits and things like that, at the expense of just kind of really like losing all your loyal audience.
Right, like that would have been a move akin to the Iwata, like, you know, salary cut of like, hey, Americans, we're just going to take that hit so that you can get this at the same price. Like, you're looking at the price a completely different way then. You're like, oh my gosh, they're actually doing me a huge solid here. Now I'm so thankful that I can get it, and I'm not paying $600 or $700.
Right.
It's a completely different thing versus now, like they've like retreated to like crunch the numbers and talk to an accountant.
Like working it out on that abacus or something?
Like the CFO will decide, you know?
Yeah, and then also people are saying like, well, who cares? Like, who cares if the pre-orders are not in the U.S.? We're still getting pre-orders in all the other regions. Well, guess what? The U.S. is Nintendo's largest region.
It does seem like a lot of this kind of uncertainty and negativity is a worldwide thing as a result.
Yeah.
I think I'm just going about this the wrong way.
Yeah,
I think
very focused on the U.S. audience, but a lot of people seem to be like, you know,
with this
either they have
hair.
their own sort of price horror stories to tell
Yeah.
in other regions, or it's very much like, yeah, this kind of affects all of us. But
Absolutely.
the U.S. is a huge region for Nintendo, so they really can't quite literally afford to like lose this region. You know?
Yeah. Next, let's talk about Mario Kart World. And again, this sticker shock of the $80 price tag, which is still there. They have gently started to address that in the interviews, saying, oh, there's an unprecedented amount of content, talking about their variable pricing strategy and all of that. But I think the one thing that really would have helped people feel better about this is to have more information about the game. For what we got, when we saw that in the Direct, we were like, oh my gosh, this looks great.
This game looks amazing.
But when you see the $80 price tag, you have to like reevaluate
You're doing the calculations.
You're doing the equation.
In your
You're
head.
like, wait, does this add up to an 8 to 8, which I've never really paid before?
For a base game.
In the modern era for a base game, I might need to think a little bit harder about that.
Yeah.
And
it's a psychological thing, really. Like, I mean, I don't think anyone is, saying that how can you charge $8 for a game that looks so bad? It's not that. I think we all universally agree that Mario Kart World looks really nice. The stuff that they've shown so far seems exciting, but they're leaving a lot of room for people to do that internal calculation of like, well, what do you need to put in this game for me to tell myself that $80 is worth the price? And since Nintendo is not telling us that, your mind immediately jumps to, well, nothing you can do will make me pay $80.
Right.
So it's really unfortunate how that is like
people
rubbing off on the game.
People naturally have to have the debate based on the information that you have, which is of course incomplete. And with any sort of debate, there's going to be multiple different opinions, and some of those are going to rise to the top. And the general vibe of uncertainty is all pervasive. So let's take that point of view. And I'm not surprised at all that that's a very popular. Like, well, I might wait and see. And so they do have this Mario Kart World Direct coming on April 17th, next week.
Yes.
Which, again, in the moment, like, oh wait, that's in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh wow, we're not going to have to wait long. Now
it's like every day that ticks by, I'm like.
Now it's a crushing weight as people get more and more annoyed.
Not only a crushing weight, but the pressure and expectation that Direct needs to clear now is unreal.
Right.
Like how much does this Direct need to impress you and the rest of the people waiting on pins and needles to see if it's worth the price for it to make it worth the price? Yeah,
it would be an unusual move, but what if the Mario Kart Direct was on April 4th, literally the next day?
Yeah.
Because again, it's like the lack of self-awareness is really loud here. Where, we're going to say it's $80, and we're going to give you a little bit of information. And again, I don't know what the logic they're expecting people to go where they're just going to be fine with that.
Yeah.
With that little bit of information that does look good, but is very limited.
Yeah, and the thing that I feel like what they did to talk themselves into it, though, I can hear the conversations in my head right now. It's like, we know that this is a pretty, big price to ask for this game. It's unprecedented. Nobody in the industry's ever done that for a base game. But as soon as they see what we show in the Direct, people will get it, and then we'll follow it up if there's any sort of like questioning about the price with those Treehouse Lives.
Which those did start the next day, and they did multiple segments on it.
They did multiple, but here's where that thinking fails, is where they don't show you any new information in the Treehouse Live. They just expand on the information that they already gave you in the Direct.
Right.
So that even though they're giving you more extended gameplay, they're showing you, those different modes in a little bit more detail, the scope that you're seeing of the game remains the same as what you saw in the Nintendo Direct. And this $80 price tag, everyone's question is, well, what is the scope of this game? If it's what I saw on this Direct, that's not enough for me to to pay $80.
Right.
And so that Treehouse Live honestly didn't do much to change people's opinion on whether or not Mario Kart World is worth the price.
Yeah, if you thought it looked great, it continues to look great.
Yeah,
and
if you like those modes, you continue to get
and
those
if you
modes.
were still skeptical about or upset about the price, you're probably still in that camp then.
Exactly. So they could have pivoted a bit and said, hey, we're not really changing people's minds here. There's still a lot of questions. There's still a ton of negativity. This is our marquee title for this console. This is the launch game for Switch 2. This is the Breath of the Wild to Switch 1 for Switch 2. We need to make this work. We need to get people on board so they feel justified in their paying for this game. What can we do? We have all this information that we've been saving for this direct that we think will really get people on board. Let's just release it early. Let's find a way to change it up so that we can get this information out to them earlier and really turn the tide of this discussion. But because they're so inflexible in the way that they kind of
Oh no.
things, it's like, no, we're not going to do anything. We're just going to sit on our hands until April 17th.
Also, this isn't Bishonen. This is
There's
JoJo.
just this kind of, yeah, that mindset of like, well now
Oh,
we're
boy.
wait for that. And you think that that is the backstop.
Oh, that's actually fucking great.
Like the Kool-Aid man, like he just goes.
That's pretty. Is that a trace, or did you actually like hand that?
Bigger and bigger and more powerful with everything. So I hope that the April 17th direct.
Oh, man.
Make it a PNG and I'll put it on the stream.
Can there be any
Or actually flip it. If you can flip it, I'll put it on stream. I can't do it right now.
I don't think that those can be completely put to bed.
And you
I don't know what kind of a game that you could show that would wow people so much that after 2 weeks of shouting drop the price, and you say, oh, I'm good actually. I'm gonna buy it.
That's the
Thank
thing.
you.
You let people stew.
Yes.
You let people. We have been sitting in the stew of our drop the price soup
Right.
for like 2 weeks, right? At that point of the direct, and people are so like they've dug their heels in now.
Yeah.
So much, and honestly, like people are like now they're like I can't budge. I can't budge on this
Right.
because that makes me look like a weak consumer.
And also,
you know?
and again, this is where they're kind of like in an unfortunate position at the moment. Like this game in particular, and the Switch 2 overall, has become the avatar for the general like financial instability that everybody is like a little nervous about right now. Where it's like, oh, this is this cool new thing that's maybe a little expensive, and I'm getting worried about being able to afford that with everything that's going on. So
Yeah.
you project a lot of your anxieties
That's what I was
and
saying.
anger onto that.
At the beginning too is like everyone here, all of
Okay.
us, we're all feeling like
1
the
second.
looming, scary financial
What, the Rosen Maiden one?
here in the U.S.
Yeah, it's good.
We've seen like scarily things of very like
Here, I'll
low
stop
stuff,
Kit and
like,
Krista for a
hey,
second. We'll play it
yeah,
one more time. It's good. Oh, fuck. Is it good enough to make you want to buy, get into anime dolls? I wonder how many people got fucking psyoped into buying like actual dolls, like those like really intricate like anime ones. Oh no, did you do it? What did you do? What have you done? What have you done? Has he finally crossed over? All right.
Go way up, like in a crazy way. And when you think about it, you're like, well, I gotta pay rent and I gotta like eat. So
Okay,
how
let's
can I
see
afford
now.
to,
Let me pull up
like,
my
spend,
reference again after our
extra money
quick
on, like, fun and entertainment?
Rosen
It
Maiden
becomes, like,
break.
so personal and so tied to your like financial needs for survival that I think people are having an even
Nice,
more sort
dude.
of, like, negative
Emotional.
I think I'd
Right.
be fucking
Right.
done
reaction
if
to it.
like
Whereas in
they
other
actually
situations,
came out with like a
everyone was
really good
and everyone had
like
jobs and
kimono
people
doll.
feeling very
I'm
stable, you might
that
have
that
to
might
adjust
get
it.
me to
Yes,
cross
which
over.
makes it hard for solely Nintendo to solve.
Yeah.
But again, there were
This
plenty
is
of.
Plus, I feel like it would be a lot easier to do like different body shapes.
Can't solve
So I could just have like a giant bunny girl that's like fucking massive.
right?
So this kind of dovetails into our next thing, which is really not addressing any of these issues in the moment as they were
Yeah.
popping up. And again, you talked about the strategy of like, well, wait for Treehouse Live, wait for this. They had these interviews that were coming up. Wait for that. And none of those have been working. All of those have felt either ineffectual or too late or not really targeted to the problem at hand. And again, we've talked about this dynamic of the war room, which they had in a big way at this event that they had in New York, where all the key decision makers were there. They had people, they had Mr. Takahashi, they had Mr. Koizumi, we heard. Stephen Totillo told us that.
Yeah.
Everybody you need to help you make a fast decision is
Or
there.
that can push a decision through the
Right.
quickest approvals you
Right.
can have.
Didn't happen. They did get the pre-order delay out. That's kind of like like beyond emergency
Great.
situation. Great, that's the one thing that you can talk about. But look at all the channels that they have for addressing something in the moment to kind of head it off. They were doing 2 days of Treehouse Live. It's like, no, we're just going to pretend that people are not shouting drop the price for 6 hours at a time. They have now Nintendo Today. That's a thing. Instead of me, they're showing me a silhouette of Mario and asking me who it is.
They're spelling banana wrong.
Yeah, they're misspelling banana. Great. I love this. They've got all the social media channels with all this reach.
Yeah.
Might have liked to have a podcast in that moment. Just saying. Nintendo Power Podcast. Where were you?
Nintendo Power Podcast.
Where were you?
R.I.P.
Imagine like Doug Bowser is sitting down with Chris Slate to ask the most softball questions, but still touching upon some of these hot button issues.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's something.
It's something.
We've seen that their messaging is not completely outstanding on some of these things, but
Yeah.
at least you're not having people don't have to wait 5 days to hear it, and it's
Right.
we're kind of progressing things a little bit.
Yeah.
It's something. It's better than doing nothing.
Exactly. They do have lots of different avenues to get information.
It would be
out.
very interesting to try and do like
And
a
we joke around
super
a lot about the reporting
shoujo
methods
style.
during these kinds of
I'd love to know how they get some of the. I mean, like,
Especially
clearly I'm not
these
doing it
kinds
that
of,
good. Like, my
reporting
hair layering looks
people
like shit.
doing something big.
Uh,
Like, they're getting reports on the hour
You could get
on
trapped.
the situation
and
that,
we-
at hand.
And we've seen this happen. We get trapped in the reporting cycle.
You are
Where it's like,
trapped,
well, I
yeah.
can't do anything because I need more information, so I need another report. And then you get the report, and it's like, oh, well, things have changed. Well, now I need to know what's happening next so I can react to that.
Yeah.
And you are unable to react.
Like, I really
as quickly as
need
the
to get my,
information is happening
Yeah.
and is changing, so you get paralyzed.
You are, yeah. What was that called again? There was like a phrase for that they told us not to do at Nintendo.
Analysis paralysis.
Thank you.
Yes.
They used to teach us about analysis
Well,
paralysis.
it was a big problem.
At Nintendo.
It was a big problem.
We had like a seminar. And like we had to identify people on our team, remember,
no.
that were like people that have this problem
Yeah.
a little bit more, and we identified some people on our team. We're like, hey, you have this issue.
Right.
Let us help you get out of the analysis paralysis. That was like a big deal because back then there was a recognition of hey, we are an industry that
like the
moves
hair grouping for
quickly.
shoujo is like fucking insane.
Like you need to make decisions.
It's kind of like professional doom scroll. Because like I think part of what you're doing with doom scrolling is like, well, I want to get the new information, but there's like part of you is like, oh, maybe it'll get better. If I'm going to see it in real time, like, the pandemic went away.
Yeah.
It's gone.
No more tariffs.
It's gone. Oh, they're gone. The stock market's through the roof.
Oh,
great! I don't have to worry anymore. So you can kind of talk yourself into like, beyond doing the hard work of like doing kind of scary work of like, let's put ourselves out there, let's go off script, let's go off of our plan.
Yeah.
You're kind of like hoping like, the next report might tell me that things have gotten better.
Yeah. And I think they have gotten real soft in this area because they're not used to this. They haven't had 7-8 years of positive news and good things.
And again, you need somebody to make a decisive decision. Because
you
again,
need an authority figure.
You need Reggie. It's who you need. You need Reggie. Because Reggie would be like, I've seen enough. Stop with the reports.
Yeah.
I know what we need to do. We need to do something bold. Here we go. And I'm going to be the one doing it.
That's what always happened too. It was either Reggie or Mr. Iwata himself. Yeah. Honestly, that's like, well, I'm just gonna I'm rolling up my sleeves.
Yes.
I'm getting into the mix.
Right.
Whereas, we would always do our due diligence to make sure that whoever is gonna make that decision had the latest and the most relevant information possible. But at some point, somebody has to be like, okay, this is what we're doing. Everybody get on board. And without having that kind of like authority figure there, I think it was really hard for them to like make any decisions at all, which led to a lot of waiting around for stuff as like situations was developing so quickly and conversations were just like spiraling basically.
I am using a different pen.
Number 5, we did a whole video on this yesterday around the interviews that ran on Monday, but were done at the event, it sounds like Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah.
Just letting those sit under embargo over the weekend
so baffling
and get a little bit stale so that they could run on Monday. The thing that we didn't mention in that video, which is so true, is the information that they were discussing and reacting to
was 2 days late.
Was based on information from like April 3rd and 4th.
Right.
And by the time they ran on April 7th,
but
the situation had
again add it to the list of shit I'd like to ask a real manga artist that isn't me. Do you know they rebooted Bakugan and hired an obvious furry Bara artist as the character designer? When did they reboot Bakugan? Did this like just happen? I thought Bakugan was like eating shit.
Might be the most baffling one on the list because this one is a very easy one to
send it to me.
Yes.
Like
just tell them.
Just tell the media you're no longer.
I have a very specific picture in mind.
Yeah. Run the interview.
Oh, for Netflix a few years ago.
Right.
Oh, it's the one that just got canceled. Fucking.
Were coming up in that moment, and you had the answer.
I want to know if it's who I think it is.
Why would you not just run the interview?
Especially when you're putting like basic critical information in the interview. That
like the price of welcome.
How much is the price of welcome? Why is Mario Kart $80? You have the answer.
That
is
is.
Strategy around pricing, period.
That is something, all right.
Those while people stew in their anger.
Yeah.
Oh, you see, you said you were talking about the creatures. I thought you were talking about the humans. I'm like, whoa.
2 days.
A day.
But no, yeah, that's very clearly.
In all caps, shouted, drop the price solidly for the entirety
I
of
get
the
it.
live stream. They had these interviews that answered some of those questions, maybe not in the best way.
Right. Again, it would not have completely
They didn't
dispelled.
release it?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Those are the people that I feel the worst for because they were out there on the receiving end. And again, like when you're doing Treehouse Live, you're not staring at the chat that's like yelling at you,
Like
but you're
you're
curious about it, and it's just like you get a defeated attitude where it's like people just want to yell at me and people be mad at me. So.
Don't take it on
the Demetriuses, Kindras, and Corys of the world. It's like I truly feel for you.
All right.
It's not their. Don't be mad at those people.
Yes.
It's not their fault.
Yeah.
But that was just like so baffling, and maybe it's because we were on the comms team and we used to do things like this all the time, like embargo interviews or change the strategy as needed, or we kind of understand that world the most.
But again, I go back to this question of like, are they fully plugged into the speed at which information travels and the speed at which conversations evolve?
The comments?
We have people literally reading a newspaper.
On the comms team?
On the team, reading the newspaper.
But there are other people around them. Eddie Garcia is not reading the newspaper.
Garcia's just trying to stay alive right now. Right?
Pour one out for Eddie Garcia.
Oh my gosh.
For our homie, Eddie Garcia. I can't get my head around this. I'm sorry.
Reminds
Like,
me of
I
the
don't
one
know-
time
I don't
some
know
lady
whether
in the
it's
office at
like,
work
you know,
printed
because they have
a
this
flyer with a
head
really
why they
buff
think they look
tiger,
different.
man. That
I'm
what?
shook.
What?
Because again, it wasn't like people were like silently talking about.
Well, remind me of Balloon
Shouting
Guy
in their
again.
face. The questions they had, the confusion
Yeah.
that were out there. I mean, it was literally like everywhere. You didn't even have to look in some special place. Anywhere you looked, you saw the same questions, and you had the answers. You had them.
Yeah.
They were done. Just put it out there. I just don't understand it. Help me understand it.
It's like if you saw that I had spent like $10,000 on the company credit card, and you're like, "What did you do?" And like,
Oh. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'll tell you on Monday. I know, but I'm not going to tell you. You have to wait.
What? Do that.
I had a real
Don't
fun,
do that.
I had a real fun night out.
Oh, you bought a Switch too, didn't you? The tariffs really gotcha.
Switch
10,000
to another hobby, as that tweet that we were laughing at was.
Switch to another hobby. Oh my
Okay, so
God,
our bonus
funny.
secret number 6, half dozen number on our list here. Were they caught off guard by the reactions to the price?
This is my only we put this secret topic in because I feel like this is our only like explanation to the weirdness, is that they were truly caught off guard by this. They were truly that out of touch at this point, in terms of like, you know, not understanding the landscape at all, in all respects, and they were truly shocked by the reactions. They have somehow in the echo chamber of their own making had talked themselves into something where they're like, oh yeah, this is a great price for Mario Kart World. People would never question this. Oh yeah, no problem.
When people are shouting, drop the price of what in particular?
That's true.
What is the thing that is just over the top? Like, this is too much to
I think it was Mario Kart.
I think that's the main thing.
That's the main thing.
And the specter of games being,
The standard
I
price
don't, it's
of
variable
$80.
pricing. How high could it go? Smash Brothers, $200. Buy it.
Oh,
I don't, $1 per character. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
We've added them all. You think
Everyone is here,
Yeah.
and so is every dollar from your bank account.
I don't know. I do think that's the main thing, but I think there's like a snowball effect of like, oh, if I want the Switch 2 edition and that's this much, and a pair of Joy-Con is how much, and that's on top of $450. I think the $450 price, like that alone, was within the range.
It's okay.
That was like the high end of I think what most people would.
Yeah. But
I
next
get-
gen hardware, I
guess
kind of get it.
Yeah, I mean, they made the point in their interviews, like, well, the prices of everything go up. This is kind of, you know, within the realm of hardware. It's like, that's kind of,
Believable.
that's true. That is true.
Believable.
So it can't be just that. And again, different people are going to have different things that
Yeah.
they're really like about.
Yeah.
But I think Mario Kart is like the over-the-top catalyst
I mean, I was shocked.
of this whole movement. Yeah.
Like when you texted me,
what do you
when
mean?
you texted me the price,
Right.
I was like, "Am I reading this right?" I was really shocked. Yeah, I do think it's one of those things where one thing that is shocking in how much it costs leads you to do the calculations for what is your price tag to enter into this generation.
Mhm.
I think that's what's happening
Yes.
with a lot of people is like, okay, Mario Kart is $80. Okay, so now I got to do some calculations. Okay, am I able to get the Switch 2 Mario Kart bundle? That's $500. And then I'm gonna need to get like these accessories, and then I need to get maybe like a Pro Controller or whatever, and then I need to get maybe like a couple other games at launch, and that's gonna add up to this, and I'm gonna get Donkey Kong in July, and that's gonna be this price. And so when you do all of the calculations together, suddenly you're at like thousands of dollars.
Right.
And that's scary. I think
Yeah.
that's a scary
Yeah.
price tag.
It's like, again, you can use as many like phrases, but like the straw that broke the camel's back. It's the amount of people talking about the Wii Sports to Welcome Tour comparisons
Yeah,
of
yeah.
like, you made that free, but you couldn't make this free.
Right.
It's just like gone beyond people just
Yeah.
have to speak out over it.
Yeah, exactly. And then suddenly they're comparing it to the 3DS. It's like, oh, is this going to get a price drop?
Right.
Are we going to have to do the ambassador program again? Oh, and then you got to factor into the confusion and price around NSO. Like, there's some of these Switch Edition games that are free if you have NSO accounts.
Right.
You're going to need NSO also to play Mario Kart World.
If you want the GameCube, you need to upgrade your NSO.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
all that stuff just starts to snowball in your
Right.
brain of like, well, how much is this going to cost?
In a moment
me?
where everybody's a little stressed
Yeah.
about the financial side of their lives.
Exactly.
It's looking
So,
pretty good.
Yeah,
I gotta
think
say.
they let themselves get out of touch with how people think about price, and they didn't do this exercise that everyone naturally did of like calculating the price of entry for the next generation into the Switch generation. They didn't do that, and so they didn't think people were going to come to that conclusion.
Yeah,
I don't
and
think.
people have pointed out, the variable pricing is something that Japan has had for a long time. That's actually kind of the norm there,
Yeah.
where like big RPGs and kind of more like fandom-oriented games like have these high price tags. So they seem to just be moving that wholesale over here. But again, like who is having the conversation
About the
of like,
US
well,
market.
let me tell you about our market and how people might react to that and what the expectation of the consumer is here.
Right.
There was like people love to talk about like, oh, so and so came over. He's here for a week. I took him to Target. I took him to the barbecue joint. Yeah, he's getting the big American experience. Like, what happened to all that?
Yeah, there used to be so much interest in that kind of like cross-market training where, yeah, people in Japan at NCL would send key people to the US, and a lot of times, they would come and each team would have to kind of host them and share with them what it's like in our market. Like that was sort of the
I would
whole
love to
thing.
know.
I don't know if they do that anymore.
I would love to know, like post-pandemic, has the number of trips from NCL to the US and the
Yeah.
US to like has that number
like diminished.
changed in any way, or is it just like I'll just talk to you on Zoom? I don't need to go.
Yeah, there's got to be something going on here that's led to them being. Maybe it's just a number of things that kind of amounted to all of this, but it really just feels like they have become like very out of touch with the world around them, and whether or not it's nobody is raising their hand and saying something to people are not getting firsthand experiences or a combination thereof. It's like something happened. They have become very out of touch or very sheltered within their own way of thinking, and they were caught off guard by everyone else's reaction because they just did not know. And I think that definitely led to some of the weirdness of these decisions, especially around just the overall idea of reacting in the moment. Like they were so shocked that they could not even react.
And unfortunately, this is not a new thing in the industry. This is actually a pretty common trend of when you have a records-breaking popular platform and you move on to the next one, you kind of lose that edge that got you there in the first place. So everybody's been pointing out, here's some Ken Kutaragi quotes from when they brought out the PS3. Or we got this Don Matrick meme from the Xbox One. And oh yes, the 3DS ambassador program. So this is not a new thing, but for some reason it keeps happening. Who is learning from the history of your own industry to not do these things again? Like, it'll be different this time.
This is like one of those like very like sort of grade school kind of concepts when you take your history class when you're like 4th grade or whatever, and your teacher says to you like, "We learn history as to not repeat the mistakes."
This is actually looking pretty good.
As to not repeat our mistakes.
I'm pretty. I think this is looking okay.
There are people who are still there who've been through this more than once. So
yes, that's another thing. They have a employee base that's incredibly tenured, where people have been through multiple generation life cycles. I mean, I was there for like 13, almost 14 years, and we went through all the DS, 3DS era, Wii U, and Switch. 4
Thank you.
console generations. So they have people there that have been through way more
Thank
than
you.
us that could have learned a lesson, a thing or two. Did those people speak up? No one said anything. Everyone just was like.
I would
back,
again.
like,
This is like something I'd love to
This all makes
pick
sense
the
to me.
brain of like an
That's what
actual
stuff.
person who like does these things.
I do think it's something that again, there's these things like, oh, the Harvard Business Review wrote up this case study of
This is gonna be a
this
case
interesting
study.
thing that happened in this business.
We should write it
I read a
right.
bunch of those in college.
You used to
And-
get me to read some of those too when we were like at Nintendo
Yes,
together. Remember? Those were really fun.
They're interesting, and,
They're
and,
really
and then you can have a fun
interesting.
discussion of like what happened here, and like
Yeah.
what went into this decision. So like this is such like a primo case of like, wow,
should do one.
you were on top and you kind of fell off the
Yeah.
cliff.
Or anyone at Harvard. Can
Now,
you do one?
to end this, and you don't have to give me a clear answer. I think it's just
There is
fun.
no way we've been
Everybody
going
said
for 2
all
fucking
this has
hours.
happened, but it's still gonna sell out.
I kind of think it will.
Oh no, they still got a fucking hour
I
long.
wanted to think about that. I've been thinking about it actually. It is very.
Oh, this is their podcast. Okay, so we'll switch to something else.
People are loud right now, but come pre-order time, is it going to be a mad rush to buy it anyway?
Let's put a. Oh, Mary
Or
Haranashi
it
is
like the
streaming.
Wii
We'll
where-
We'll echo her stream. She's also working on manga right now. But she's actually doing it right, is the thing. 'Cause she can read and write Japanese. Like she's Japanese American. So I'm kind of not doing it great. Oh, fuck, frames are on sale this week. That's right. Oh, shit. I gotta go get frames. Let's finish this eyebrow. Yeah, this one was a lot more complicated than my my usual fare.
Wow. Oh, stretch. Thank you, thank you.
God, I need to stretch. So I think I just need to make a lot of these lines thinner. Like, they're looking too thick. No, that's way too much. Way too not thick. They probably use a very special type of pen to do this.
Oh no, not that.
That I'm not. I tried to see if it was one that I had, but it was not. Unfortunately.
Which side is she sitting on? They're both sitting at a desk. Oh, okay, wait, I can just figure that out in the next scene. Okay, wait, she's on that side, okay.
Oops, oops. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Oh no!
Oh my God!
Well. Yeah, this is that intricate enough that I think that it just wrecks. Very unfortunate. Oops.
Save? Okay, now I need to stretch. Thanks for the redeem.
Okay, so this time
Okay, I'm stretching.
do-
Oh my gosh, let me read the chat. It's moved so much. Oh, my wrist, it feels so good after stretching.
yes, that is
I should stand up once
much better.
too.
Oh my god, that's like way better. Maybe we'll do just a couple.
I'm glad you guys are having fun. In the
Let's
comments.
see.
Oh, and Daniel, good night, sleep well. Good night, sweet dreams. I'm glad you are getting sleep.
Marker
Another one,
countdown.
another one sleeps. That is good. Let's see. You're playing Silent Hill 3 and you just got the mansion. I've never played that game, but I heard those games are hard and is that the difficult one? I don't remember. Have fun. Oh my gosh, you guys are just entertaining yourselves in your comments. It's like I don't even have to read it. That's crazy. I have such a wonderful audience. They just entertain themselves while I'm over here like, Hi Atlas, love from India.
All right, baby's bored.
I need to post my videos.
Baby's
I
bored.
like to, but editing videos takes way too long. But hello.
I feel like I
glad to see you
actually
here.
need some like
You're doing
music
well.
now. I feel like we've gone around the world to music being something that I actually want again. Oh, lol. Watch, I'm gonna flip it now and it's gonna look real fucked up. Yep, that's what I figured. You know, I almost don't even want to add, like, color to this. I think maybe just keeping it, like, black and white ink might be the strat here. I have to find one, yeah. The screen tones are kind of hard to find, like good ones. The ones in the ones that come with Clip Studio suck dick. They're really bad, and I think anything worthwhile, I'd have to know enough Japanese to find. I was kind of looking for them for a minute on one stream. Man, it is so sad what happened to Destiny. It really is just like one of the saddest things. You should make the claim that a fox is a certain percent of liquid, and then just show like one of the like content farm like fox videos of them like flopping around. I cannot tell you how many fucking hours I spent playing Destiny 1. Apparently the servers are still up. I don't have PS Plus anymore, but I've been highly tempted to see if I could, like, get Destiny running. I don't know. There would be some magic, I think. I did kind of make the head really big. Oh man, I probably put like 1,000 hours into D1. And yeah, like no one I knew played it, but like I was a fucking solo maniac. I did everything. I went to the fucking lighthouse as a solo on like the first week of Trials of Osiris. Which that is insane. You have to get a 9 and 0. Like you have to have a fire team, and I had a fire team of like randoms that I teamed up with, and you have to go 9 wins and 0 losses. That was one of the most magical fucking experiences of my entire life. Like it was unreal. Again, it is painfully sad what happened to Destiny. It had so much to offer. I really want to use it in the next video, but I kind of realized that having like Western orchestral music in an anime video is probably not the most congruent thing. New leak! New leak! No, because in the part I would use it, it would look like I'm really trying to take myself way too seriously. Oh god, what happened? We're getting... Beep, 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 beep. We need like... hang on 1 second. This just in, new Beyblade leaks. They're about the size of a fucking thumb. I literally cannot tell what is going on. We have a yellow ripcord and a winder launcher. Something that looks like Wizard Rod and a black ratchet. We have something that looks like Keel Shark, which already exists. Yeah, it's the ripcord from the samurai blade launcher. And it looks like we have 3 identical blades in different colors. So they're all the 3 foxes? $760 disc ball for black. Okay, yeah, that is disc ball. $970 gear rush for white. Wait a minute, gear rush. What the fuck is gear rush? $260 low orb? Yeah, I was gonna say that's new. But there you go. That's your Beyblade update. Beyblade. Sorry, I don't have the app open, and I actually got rid of the fucking Beyblade sound off this one. It was just too loud. I think I did. No, I didn't. Unless I didn't. Where is my miscellaneous folder? Where is it? Yeah, no, it's gone. Have this instead. Oh, no, wait, no, here it is. Oh, no, Blast Pegasus. I'd rather have a unicorn take a diarrhea blast dump all over my face and have it scorch my skin off like hot lava. What were they thinking with that shitload of fuck? Alright, how the fuck are we doing this? See, it looks good on this side, but this other side just doesn't look that good for some reason. I don't know what it is. I can't parse it, but I feel like we need more hair. Also, why the fuck can't we have Aero Pegasus? Give us the fucking prize bays, Hasbros. You know, and it's fine. It's fine. Alright, let's get some fucking tone on. Alright. 60. 20. Not 30. 20. Thank you. Alright, let's get some fucking music going, please. UX14 appears to have a 070, has a scorpion motif and a long winder. Probably going to be the gas mask guy from the anime. Neat. No, this is not working. Where the fuck is... No. There's a specific pen I need to do this. For effects... Turnip pen, calligraphy taper pen. Let's try this. Synopsis for episodes 77 to 80 got leaked. Koro must have got... Yeah. I get it. Oh. That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. Nope, that don't look right. I really do need to go back and give Bomberman a try. Again. Okay, let's see if we can't find a good pattern. But yeah, all of these suck. They're really bad. Although this looks promising. There we go. I was gonna say, this is fucking PlayStation. This shit doesn't count. But then I remembered it is technically Mega Man 64. Fuck! Let's see, what other kind of special effects do we have? This is on a non-vector layer, so I don't understand. I don't understand why this one isn't working. That's definitely not a soft circle. Is it because... I wonder if it has to do with... Yeah, that doesn't work. Also, I shouldn't have did that on the fucking... Okay, there we go. We'll make a new layer. But yeah, I don't think these are working properly. Do I have to I might have to make this a gray layer. Yeah. That's probably what it is. Although I can make it tone. Let's see. Ooh, okay. That's new. No. Doesn't work. Nope, it's gotta be gray, I think. Yep. Yep. Okay, I don't really care for that. It's oops. Give me the farticle size. Just fucking add all the post-processing. Just fuck. It's like way too much. Okay, let's see now. Let's see, what is feather? Oh, feather is literally just feather. I think we kind of lost the plot a little bit. I don't know, what do you think? Okay, so where the hell is the text bubble going again? Because I already, like, lost track of it. Yeah, where is it? Shit. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, I gotta bring it up to the front. That's probably why. It probably got covered. Yeah. All right, I can live with that, I think. All right, now we have to somehow fucking go back to the regular way we draw. Although it is 2:30. We've only been going for like an hour and a half. I might call it though, just because tomorrow is a work day. Oh, you know what we can do? We can really quickly do the sketchbook. We'll really quickly do that. Oh shit, where's my fucking ruler? The one that I still haven't put the felt on. There it is. Also, yeah, where's that Japanese sketchbook? I need that again. I guess it does use the hook loop thing. Man, what a twist. Using a ruler on a tablet is almost just like using a regular ruler. Although we could go way thinner with that. Although I'd rather just no. Redo it. Redo the fucking drawing. Ooh, whoops. Now, here's what I'm gonna do. These are like 1, 2. That looks pretty good, I think. We'll do a very, very small omake, little bonus. Yeah. True. Let's actually practice our speech bubbles here. All right. Well, I think we didn't, again, unfortunately, kind of just didn't really get very far. Although, to be fair, that was my fault for going late. I feel like I actually kind of had some momentum today. So... Whoops. Look at our Bishi boy. We only got 2 more panels left on this page, but it's almost completely done. We did it.
Hamburger sandwich to Coca-Cola.